Hi everyone, I hope you're really well. Welcome, or indeed welcome back to the channel. If you are new, don't forget to hit subscribe because today it is that time again that we are going through empties. Yep, I looked in the wardrobe the other day where I keep my empties and I thought it's getting a bit crowded. We better have a sort out. I quite like doing regular empties videos because I try not to make them too long. I don't always manage to succeed there, but I like to get to a point when this box that I use is full because I know that that's plenty of stuff to talk about. So there are some regular things that I use that you'll see month in and month out, as well as some new stuff as well. So let's have a look, see what stuff I've been using and what I've been making of it all. Firstly, apparently we are in bath season. Yes. I'm not even going to try and hide the shame of how many Radox bath salts boxes I have here, because every single empties video I do, I seem to be using more. But I think I know what's been going on, and I don't think it's me just being a little bit happy with putting it in the bath or having more baths, because I don't think I have been. Plus I went to Lush, as you probably saw in my last vlog, so I've got some Lush stuff to use as well. So there really shouldn't be that many boxes here, but like I said, I do have a theory around why that is. This one here is in the old style packaging, and it's got this nifty little bit of like plastic here, and it makes it a bit tricky to pour the bath salts out. This one here, however, is a new design, and there's no plastic at all, so it just free flows out really quickly. And yeah, I've been using a ton, but to be fair, I think they are only £1 or something to buy, so if I end up using a whole one for a bath, which I don't think I've ever done, but I'm maybe up to like using half now, I'm not sure. Oh, the shame of using half a box of bath salts, but it does make for a really nice bath. I'm not sure how readily available this is worldwide because I don't believe it is, but if you can get your hands on it, it's really nice, it's really affordable. The only thing I would say is I do have quite a lot of empties of the blue one. The blue one I really like. It's Thyme, which I don't think that particularly smells like thyme. It just smells like something lovely and relaxing. There's also this one as well, the green one, which is their original one apparently, and it doesn't actually say what scent it's supposed to be. Oh, expertly blended with eucalyptus. It's okay. It doesn't really excite me in the same way that this one does. So if you are on the lookout and you've not tried it before and you're wondering which one to get, I'd give the original green one a miss and go straight for the blue one because that's the nice one. And I am still doing some kind of open letter campaign to Radox to say, please, could you maybe expand the range a little bit, because you have made a lovely product, but I'd just like some more variety really. So a purple one that was scented of lavender would be amazing. Maybe lavender and violet even. So Radox, if you're watching, and I'm sure you're not, that would be awesome. Next up, and continuing the bath theme, because like I said, it's clearly bath season, the weather is getting cooler, we have this from Dr. Salts, and it's their 100% Dead Sea bath salts, and this is in the Eucalyptus variety. If you saw my last Best and Worst of Beauty, I think it was, I was talking about the shower gel that I'd recently discovered from Dr. Salts. Didn't even know it existed. I now have the rose one, which I really like, and I also have the eucalyptus shower gel, which I probably wouldn't get again. It's not fantastic, it's okay, it's not as nice as the rose one. They do the rose salts as well, but I've not found anywhere that has them quite so readily available as the unscented one, which, why would you bother, and the eucalyptus one. So I do get through these a fair bit. I don't like them in terms of what they do to the bath water as much as the Radox salts, because the Radox salts make the water kind of moisturising and slippery and lovely, whereas this kind of feels almost drying. But I just really love the sensory experience that you get. It is quite potent smelling, and it does actually say if you want to go for like a super detoxifying experience than put the whole packet in your bath and just wallow for like 20 minutes. Don't think I've ever actually done that yet, but I'm pretty sure I've done half of one of these. There's a kilogram in here, and it's really quite nice. It is more of like a sensory spa experience though, because it is quite potent, but I don't mind it. I didn't realise that actually hidden in the bottom of my box I've got another couple of kind of bath shower related things, so we'll cover those first before we move on to anything else. The first of which is this bath oil from Olverum, I think is how you pronounce this, and it's their bath oil, and I believe they only do the one kind. This was just a little 15ml one that I think I picked up from Latest in Beauty, and it's actually really nice, to the point that I've been hovering around getting the full size, because again, it's just a really nice sensory bath experience that just makes the air smell really nice. Doesn't necessarily do that much in terms of adding the oil to the bath water for your skin, or at least not that I've noticed, because I don't like to use too much because it is another quite potent one. So I tend to kind of mix it with other things, maybe a bit of Radox perhaps, but the smell of this, it's just really pleasant, very relaxing, really, really quite nice. So I haven't picked up the full size yet, but I'm certainly considering it. Next up, I have got this shower gel from Loccitane, and it's their Jazmine and Bergamot shower gel. This was from Latest in Beauty as well, and I wasn't really rating this at first when I first looked at it in that box that I got, and then when I first started using it. But this has lasted a surprisingly long time considering how diddy this bottle is. There's only 30ml in here, which I don't know about you, but 30ml, that's the size of a foundation, but I know foundation bottles are not as small as this. I don't know whether they have to allow extra room for air in a foundation bottle, or whether they like to feel as though you're getting more product by, I don't know. I just thought it was really bizarre that this is 30ml and yet it looks really teeny tiny. Anyway, in terms of the shower gel, I've not tried many things from Loccitane. The only things I've tried I think have been through Latest in Beauty, and it's been such a pleasant surprise. It's really put the brand on my radar. I'm excited about the brand. I'm currently using a perfume which I also got from Latest in Beauty that at first I was a little bit like, oh, it's okay, but now I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful fragrance, just wish it lasted longer because it dies out really quickly and I can't smell it after maybe only a couple of hours. This Jazmine and Bergamot scent is gorgeous. I don't know if it's going to be similar to the perfume, but it's really pretty. And normally with Jazmine, I don't really like it. It tends to be quite a heady scent, but I think mixed with the Bergamot, I don't know, it just changes it somehow into a way that makes it acceptable, but it's actually really, it's quite a delicious and almost mouth-watering scent, if that makes sense. It's actually really, really nice. And coming from a person who's quite fussy when it comes to scents, that's saying quite a lot really. So I'd definitely pick this particular scent up again, and I really liked the texture of the shower gel as well. Like I said, it lasted really quite a long time considering how small it is. So I'm excited to get me some Loccitane stuff at some point. Next up, I have some cleansers, and one of them will be no surprise to you because I think this features in every single Empties video, but it is this one from Simple. It's their Kind to Skin Refreshing Facial Wash. I've used this for such a long time. I think my husband actually uses this now as well. He likes the fact that it's very gentle, it's unscented, but it's kind of slippery when you're using it, and he's told me it's actually really good for shaving, which I think I might have mentioned on the channel before, I'm not sure. But it does give your skin a kind of slippery quality that just makes a razor just kind of glide over it, so it's a really nice one for shaving. I usually manage to pick this up from Superdrug, and it's usually buy one get one free or half price or something like that. But even full price, you know, it's simple, it's not going to be ridiculously expensive. So really nice face wash, very gentle if your skin is just feeling a bit grumpy, basically. Every now and again I get tempted to try a face wash which I know is probably going to be no good for me because it's too harsh or something, but I see it on offer and I just get sucked in basically and I want to try it. And this definitely falls into that kind of category. I picked this up in Superdrug. This is the Biore. I'm not sure how to pronounce that when it's got an accent over the E. Never really thought about it before. Don't think I've ever said the brand name out loud, but you know the brand I mean. It's the one where they did those pore strips way back when, which I think they still sell now, that you put on your nose and then you whip it off and pull half your face off. But it's that brand, and this is their charcoal deep pore cleanser. There's 200 ml in here and it's great for oily skin, and it was on offer and it was black as well. And I just thought, oh, great for oily skin, it's charcoal, it's a brand I recognise, it's on offer, you don't need to tell me anymore, it's in my basket. It was okay. I don't think I would pick this one up again. To be completely honest with you, I ended up using this quite a lot to clean my makeup sponge on a daily basis, because when I'm using it to set my powder, the Coty Airspun powder, it does create quite a layer of pretty grim foundation and powder, so I do have to wash it really well on a daily basis, and this worked quite well for that. But in terms of using it on my face, it didn't feel like it was overly stripping, which quite often products tailored for oily skin can do. But like I've said before, I am trying really hard to get away from using foaming cleansers, but they're just so irresistible, and particularly I think in the morning when I've slathered a load of face loving stuff the night before and I get up in the morning and I just want to get something on there to really give it a good clean. So I need to stop buying stuff like this, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't hate it. Next I have another product from Simple, and it's this cleansing oil, and I'm pretty sure this was from a Latest in Beauty box as well, and this lasted such a long time. There was 125 ml in here, and to be honest, it got to the point where I was putting so much product in my hand to get through it, not because it's a bad product. It's a perfectly good product. It does exactly what you think it's going to do. It's very gentle because it's simple. It's very affordable as well because it's simple, but it just wasn't very exciting, and I've got so many other cleansers that I need to use, particularly of this kind, oil cleansers, that type of thing. So for me, I do like an evening cleanse, and that's generally when I use an oil cleanser. I like an evening cleanse to be quite a sensory, relaxing experience, so fragrance isn't something that usually bothers me, and obviously because of the fact that this is simple, there's no fragrance in there. I wasn't expecting there to be. But in terms of how it works for what it actually is, it does the job. It removes makeup. Sometimes some of my makeup, like waterproof mascara, was quite tricky to take off and you really kind of have to work it into the lashes, but I think most cleansers are probably like that unless it's specifically designed to remove waterproof makeup. So if you're after something very gentle that's just going to do the job and remove your makeup really nicely and not leave the skin feeling too dried out or anything, then this actually was quite a nice cleanser, but it lasted such a long time I just got a bit bored of it and ended up putting way too much on my face at one time because I just wanted to get through it, because I try and be really good and just use one thing at once. Honest. Next up I have this lip balm from NYX, and this is their Reve de Miel lip balm, but it's in the stick as opposed to the pot. I have had multiple pots of the pot version. That was a confusing thing to say. I've had a few of them because I really like the formula of that. I have them dotted around. It's really nice to use in the evening because it's very thick. I know I've spoken to a few of you guys and you don't like it because of how thick it is. I was that person too. When I first started using it, I really hated it and I was so disappointed. Now I absolutely love it. So I thought, let's give the stick version a go and just see if any of the kind of properties that I love of the pot version can be said about the stick version, and whether it's got that kind of luxuriousness to it, and really going to look after and moisturise and hydrate your lips with that kind of bitter orange, almost kind of medicinal smell to it. It didn't, unfortunately. This was a pretty bog standard lip balm. It was nice, I got through it, it was absolutely fine, there's literally nothing left in here, but I think I would probably use something over and above this. I've tried other formulas since using this that I much prefer, and I would much rather get those over and above this, but there was nothing essentially wrong with it, it just wasn't as exciting to me as the pot version. By the way, if my hair keeps changing throughout this video when I've edited it, it's because in the viewfinder I can keep seeing it just gradually poof and poof, because this actually looked pretty good after I'd just finished drying it. But yeah, the fluffiness is taking over, but to be fair, I probably didn't spend long enough on it. I'm still practicing. Next up, I have got this shampoo from Nila, and it's their Luminous Colour Shampoo. I tried one of these way back when, what feels like a really long time ago, and I've actually done a review video on this range as well, the shampoo and conditioner, because one of you guys requested an actual specific review of it. But I originally picked this up from a Latest in Beauty box, and the story that went with it is they had the full size of the shampoo and conditioner. I ordered both. The shampoo and conditioner arrived, the shampoo was open and it spilt everywhere. So they sent me this replacement, and I hung back from using it from when they sent the replacement to me because I actually needed the conditioner to go with it, which I managed to pick up an absolutely enormous one from, might have been Amazon, which is why I don't actually have the conditioner to go with this right now because I'm still trying to get through it. But I wanted to go back to this because I remembered I really quite liked it, so I just wanted to see what I thought of it, particularly after using Hair Story's new wash, because I'd never really thought about how much I spend on hair products in terms of shampoo and conditioner until new wash, because it is such an investment. And I haven't actually worked out what the cost comparison was of me using this instead. But what I'll do is I'll sit down and try and work it out after I film this video, what it was that it actually came to, and I'll pop it on screen, because for my own information, and I know for a few of you guys too, the cost aspect to new wash was a huge drawback. But I was just curious as to whether it was one of those things where the initial investment is quite a lot, but then because the product lasts you quite a long time, is it actually as expensive as you think? So I'm not 100% sure on the answer yet, but that's what I'm trying to work out. So that's why I went back to this. And as much as I liked this when I did the review video, and I think it's a perfectly nice shampoo and conditioner, knowing what my hair can be like and feel like when I'm washing it particularly, but also afterwards, having used new wash, I'm now just comparing everything to new wash. And as it stands right now, and I'm trying a different range at the moment, not Nila, I think I'm going to be buying a massive thing of new wash at some point. I think it just did such lovely things to my hair that now every time I'm using something else, I just think it's not as good, my hair doesn't feel as nice. I'm particularly conscious of the fact that when I'm washing my hair, it feels very dry, and that's kind of irrespective of the two different shampoos that I've used since new wash. This being one of them, which is quite a highly foaming, quite traditional shampoo, whereas the two that I'm using at the moment in a different range, there's a very low lathering one, and there's also a completely no lathering at all kind of cleansing shampoo, and both of those are also making my hair just feel really quite dry. I mean, after I've styled it and everything, it feels perfectly fine. It feels soft and lovely and, yeah, fluffy right now, but it's that initial shower experience where you just feel like you're not really doing good stuff to your hair, and that was the main reason why I fell for Hair Story, really. The fact that it was a really good product and I liked what they stood for as well in terms of really simplifying things. So it's a lovely shampoo and conditioner. I do like Nila products, but for me personally, I don't think I would probably pick them up again, just in terms of the foaming aspect of using a traditional shampoo, because I want to try and get away from that if I can, because I know my hair actually responds to it really, really well. Next up, I've got this moisturiser from Hardie, and it's their Protect and Prime moisturiser. And yes, I've finally run out of this. It's lasted me quite a while. I don't use it on a daily basis because I have found that with certain foundations that I use, it doesn't play very well with it. There is a glow factor to this when you put it on the skin because it's got a bit of a primer in there. It does leave you with a little bit of a glowy kind of dewiness, but nothing too scary from, you know, an oily skinned person. It's okay, but it does only really work quite well with certain foundations, L'Oreal Infallible Matte being a good example there. It's a beautiful moisturiser. It's got a really nice high level of SPF as well, and like I said, you've got that built-in extra factor of the primer as well, so that once you've put it on, your skin doesn't just look moisturised and feel comfortable, it's actually got a very subtle glow to it, which, don't get me wrong, if you put this on your hand, you wouldn't detect any kind of glow to it at all. There's something magical that happens when you put it on your skin, and it just makes you look alive and make your skin just look really healthy and gorgeous. I originally discovered this through Unique's Pick and Mix service. I got a little sample of it and I just fell in love with it because you don't need very much of it. It is quite a rich moisturiser, but don't be put off if you've got oily skin because generally speaking it does work with makeup really quite well. There's just a few foundations where they just don't tend to sit quite nicely with each other, but I'd much rather find something that was compatible with this than finding a moisturiser that was compatible with a certain foundation, because there are so many out there basically. But this is why I like to experiment quite a lot, because primers and setting powders can make a difference, but actually your moisturiser step can make a huge difference as well. So really love this. I've already replaced it. It's a beautiful moisturiser. I just really love Hardie products in general, and Caroline Hirons quite recently did a video talking all about different products from Hardie. She included this one as a really good one to pick up, and I had a proper fangirl moment of like, oh, I love Caroline Hirons, she's amazing, she's a skincare guru, and I love Hardie, so that was quite an exciting moment for me. The last thing I've got here is this oil from Tarte, and it's their Maracuja oil, and this I picked up from a Tarte haul a little while ago. It was included in one of the skincare kits I think I picked up, and I really like this oil. I use it in all sorts of different areas, but the main areas that I like using it are on my face and on my cuticles. It's one of these oils that when you put it on, it doesn't actually feel too oily, if that makes sense. Obviously initially it does when you put it on, but it does actually sink into the skin and disappear, and unlike some facial oils that you can get which definitely feel as though they're sat on your face and it can feel a bit choking and clogging and not very pleasant, especially when you've got oily skin, you don't really like that. That's a feeling that I have quite often when I'm testing different foundations, so it's not a quality I particularly enjoy in a facial oil. But the fact that this one doesn't do that, and it does actually really sink into the skin, it feels really nice. There's just something about this oil that I really love. I haven't picked up a replacement yet, but I'm using a few other oils at the moment just for comparison. I'm using a couple of different oils from Kiehl's, just little sample ones to mess around with, and I'm also using one of the oils that The Ordinary do, just to kind of have a play around with a few things and see if it is this one that I really love, or if there's something else, hopefully a little bit cheaper, that I can try instead. But certainly, whilst this one lasted, I really liked it, and I also really like the packaging as well, and the fact that you've got this like pipette thing on top where you can suck the oil up and then drop it onto wherever you want it to go. So really liked this, would definitely pick it up again. I just want to have an experiment with a few other things first. And that's everything. That's everything that I've got through since my last Empties video. So I hope you enjoyed the roundup of seeing what I've got through, what my thoughts are, all that kind of stuff. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up down below, because it does really help support my channel. And if you are new and would like to subscribe to see more content like this from me in the future, I will pop a button just here so you can click it and subscribe and just get notified of new content as and when it gets uploaded. And if you've not seen my last video, I will pop a link to that one just up here so you can click it and check that one out too. Anyway, I hope you're all really well, and I will see you again soon. Bye!